everybody, it's Mr. Clark. This is AP Comparative Government Quick Review number 4. This time we're going to talk about what we talked about yesterday in terms of legitimacy and break it down into 3 different kinds: traditional, charismatic, and rational legal. Let's do it. All right. Comparative government, quick review: legitimacy, traditional, charismatic, rational, legal. First is a reminder that legitimacy is something or someone is recognized and accepted as right and proper. If you all remember from yesterday, it's the recognition that someone's authority is the recognition of someone's authority that constitutes legitimacy. So if people recognize that their leader is the true leader, then they are considered legitimate. So there are 3 different kinds. The first one is traditional legitimacy. This form of legitimacy is valid because of tradition. It's something like it has always been that way, therefore it's acceptable to the general population. Some of the things that help traditional legitimacy get established in a country are like rituals and ceremonies that give a sense of nationalism, that make the different offices seem very natural to that state. Developing those over a long history can help really create a permanence of legitimacy. So with traditional legitimacy, it's generally that the weight of history is on its side, so people are less likely to challenge it. The next one, it should be considered the opposite of traditional legitimacy. When we usually talk about charismatic, you usually talk about someone who's handsome or beautiful, that is very persuasive and has a lot going for them. But charismatic in this instance means something a little bit larger, like the gift of grace. And this usually means that the person's legitimacy is motivated by powers of ideas or beliefs. And this is typically embodied by individuals who can persuade the public through ideas and enthusiasm. We've already studied a couple like Lenin, for instance, whose loud, boisterous oratories were something that made, even though they were angry, there's something that triggered an emotional response and helped people convince people that socialism was correct. Mao was also a very charismatic leader who gave the types of speeches that people would really pay attention to. And it's the power of these ideas or beliefs that can change a system of government and change the way that a society is made up and still maintain legitimacy. The only problem with charismatic legitimacy is that because often it's located in one individual person, under kind of a cult of personality, oftentimes, that it can be fleeting and tenuous and can disappear as fast as it came on. The last one's rational legal legitimacy. This one is not based on history, but based on a system of laws and procedures that are presumed to be neutral or rational. So there are existing institutional rules for how it might be. In fact, you might, when former President Trump was trying to challenge the election of 2020 and might charge Mike Pence with the idea that he should get rid of the rules, it was rational legal legitimacy that motivated Mike Pence to certify the election results by viewing the rules as stating that that wasn't in his purview to do that. So that's a good example of how rational legal legitimacy was recognized, even if it was against someone's own interest. So those are the 3 types of legitimacy. One more time, traditional legitimacy means built by habit and custom over time and stresses history, strongly institutionalized. A good example of that would be the monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. There's the charismatic legitimacy, built on the force of ideas and the presence of the leader, and this is weakly institutionalized. A good example for that would be a revolutionary hero like Lenin. And then rational legal legitimacy, built on rules, procedures, and the offices, and enforce those rules. Strongly institutionalized. A good example for this would be President Biden, for instance, would be a good elected executive who is put in based on the rules. So that's it for today. And we will see y'all tomorrow.